Hello student, good morning all of you. I hope you all are fine. I Neeraj Khare as a biology teacher of class 10th. So dear students, chapter 15, our environment is the last part. Last part is the topic is garbage disposals. Garbage disposals. So garbage disposals, industrializations and the rise in demand of consumer goods have created a major problem in the form of the wastage, garbage accumulations and its disposals, especially in urban area. Industrialization and the rise in demand of consumer goods have created a major problem in the form of wastage, garbage accumulation and its disposals, especially in our urban areas. The disposal of wastage should be done in a scientific way. There are the different methods of waste disposals. The method to be used depends on the nature of the wastage. Some of the important modes of the waste disposals are, so dear student, the disposal of the wastage should be done in a scientific way. So there are the different methods of the waste disposal. The method to be used depend on the nature of the wastage. Some of the important modes of the waste disposals are incinerations, burning of the wastage on high temperature to the form case in called incinerations. This is the process is the carried out in and the incinerators. Incinerations is the used to destroy the household chemical and the biological wastage. Incinerations is the used to destroy the household chemical and the biological wastage. Open dumping. Second is the open dumping, a conventional method in the which the solid wastes are dumped in selected areas of a town. It actually causes the pollution. A dumping uh, conventional methods is which the solid wastes are dumped in selected area of a town. It actually causes the pollution. Landfilling. Lands fillings west are the dumped in the low living areas and are com- compacted by the rolling with the mulder. Composting. Composting organic wastes are filled into the compost pit 2 into 1 into 1 meter. It is then covered with a thin layer of the soil. After about 3 months, the same garbage filled inside the pit change into the organic manure. Composting the organic wastes are filled into the compost pit 2 into 1 into 1 meter. It is then covered with a thin layer of soil. After about the 3 months, the same garbage filled inside the pit change into the organic manure. Recycling. Recycling it means it enables, so the solid wastage is the broken down into its constitute simpler materials. These materials are then used to make new item. The solid wastage is the broken down into its the constitute a simpler material. These materials are then used to make a new items. Even non-biodegradable solid wastes like plastic, metals can be recycled. Even non-biodegradable solid wastes like plastic, metals can be recycled. Reuse. Reuse, a very simple conversational technique of the using an item again and again. For example, paper can be reused for making the envelope, etc. A very simple conversational technique of the using an items again and again. For examples, paper can be reused for making involve envelope, etc. Environment. Environments the combination of all the physical and the biological conditions affecting the response of living organisms is called environment. The combinations of all the physical and the biological conditions affecting the response of living organism is called environment. Biodegradable wastage. Biodegradable wastage, the wastage which are broken down by the activity of microorganisms and enter into their biochemical cycle are known as biodegradable wastage. The wastage which are broken down. The wastage which are broken down by the activity of microorganisms and they are into the biochemical cycle are known as biodegradable wastage. Non-biodegradable wastage, the wastage which cannot be broken down by the enzymes produced by microorganisms into simpler and the harmless product. Simpler and harmless product in nature are called non-biodegradable wastage. Non-biodegradable wastage, the wastage which cannot be broken down by the enzymes produced by microorganisms into simpler and harmless products in nature are called non-biodegradable. Garbage. Garbage, domestic wastage including the kitchen wastage are termed as the garbage. Domestic wastage including the kitchen waste are the term as the garbage. Incinerations, dist- destructions of the wastage material by burning at the high temperature is called incinerations. Biotic community. Next one is the biotic community. So biotic community, a group of various populations of the organism living in a region is called is the biotic community. A group of various populations of the organism living in a region is called the biotic community. Ecosystems. Ecosystem, the self contained and the disconnected functional unit capable of the independent existence made by the interactions of the living and the non-living component is called as the ecosystem. The self contained and the disconnect the functional unit capable of independent existence made by the interactions of the living and the non-living components is called as the an ecosystem. Ecosystem components consist of two components, abiotic and the biotic. Two components, abiotic and biotic. So abiotic the components consist of the inorganic and the organic substance and the climate factors. And biotic components consist of the living organism. Abiotic components consist of the inorganic and the organic substance and the climate factors and biotic components consist of the living organism. First one is the environment. Environment, the physical, chemical, and the biological conditions of the region in which an organism live is called it's the environment. It is the includes air, light, soil, temperature, water, and the presence of absence of other organisms. Example, the condition for the development of growth. Environment, the physical, chemical, and biological conditions of the region in which an organism life is called it's the environment. It includes air, light, soil, temperature, water, and the presence of absence of the organism, the condition for the development of growth. The environment has the three main components: physical surrounding, soil, air, and water bodies; living organism, plants, animal, and decomposer, bacteria and fungi; and meteorological factors or the climate factors, so sunlight, temperature, rainfall, humidity, pressure, and the wind speed. The physical surrounding, the soil, air, and water bodies, and living organisms, plants, animal, decomposers, bacteria, and fungi, And meteorological factors or the climate factor, the sunlight, temperature, rainfall, humidity, pressure, and the wind speed. Physical environments, it is also called as abiotic and a non-living environment. It include soil, water bodies, and air on the surface of the earth. Meteorological factor. And third one is a biotic or biological environment. It's the include plants, animals, including the human being, decomposer, bacteria, and fungi. Biotic or biological environment is the include plants, animal, including the human being, decomposers, bacteria, and fungi. Other important concepts of the biotic environment include the kites and the vultures, as they feeds on that organism and act as the scavengers, cleaning agents of the environment. Cleaning agents of the environment. Ecosystem, a community of the organism intersecting with each other, plus the environment in which they live and with which they also interact. The examples of the ecosystem are a ponds, deserts, a forest, a lake, a river, a mountain, the sea. Next one is food web. A food web is a network of food chain which establishes a network of the relationship between various species. Relationship between various species. Food web showing the eight interlinked a food chain. Eight interlinked a food chain. Look at the picture. Rabbit, hawk, mike, plants, seed eating birds, grasshopper. So look at this. The picture is the arrow wise. So first one is plants to rabbit, and mice to hawk, and seeding the eating birds. The fourth one is a hawk, and fifth one is the grasshopper. Sixth one is frog. Seven was intersecting eating birds, and eight is the snakes to hawk, and nine the intersecting of insect, frog, and snakes. Complete on the eight food chain and food web. So this is the difference. Food chain is the straight sequence of the organism, and food web is the complex network formed by many food chain. And food chain do not have any cross linkage. The food web has many cross linkage. The entire the food chain gets the effect if any organism die in it, and food web there is no effect on the other organism in the food web if any organism die in it. And the fourth one is it has a maximum of 5 to 6 populations of the different species. It has many the population of the different species. So dear student, today this chapter is complete, and I send you the today's online test paper and exercise PDF chapter 8 and chapter 15. So complete your work and send me before 8 o'clock. Thank you.